Hello children, I hope you all are fit and healthy. So today we are going to start lesson 3 of social studies class 5, movements of the earth and their effects. To begin with, I should first recap all the previous 2 lessons which we have learned in the previous classes. Like lesson 1 was about the continents and oceans, in which you have learned the specifications of all the 7 continents and 5 oceans. In the second chapter, you have learned about the earth and the important latitudes of the earth. And you have also learned about how to locate a place on a globe and how to understand the time from the international date line. In this chapter, we will be learning about the 2 very important movements of the earth, that is the rotation and revolution. You all have studied this in the previous classes also, but again, to begin with, let us first start the first movement of the earth, that is the rotation of the earth. So, the other simple name for the word rotation is spinning. What do you understand by the term spinning? When you are moving around something, you are spinning. I hope you all have seen a top. And if you have seen a top, you might have seen one line around which the top spins. For example, if you all stand up and spin around yourself, you will see that you are spinning along this fixed line. And actually, there is no line actually which is going through the earth, but it is an imaginary line which is passing through the center of the earth. If you see here, this line is known as axis. Axis is never a straight line. I have drawn a vertical line to make you understand that this axis is not straight. It is bent a little bit. And how much it is bent? It is bent at 23.5 degrees in terms of the vertical line drawn here. So this line, which is bent a little bit, is known as axis of the earth. And this is the axis along which the earth is rotating. Okay. So there are few more terms to understand, like what are poles. The 2 endpoints of the earth are known as poles, and the 2 halves, like you can see, this is one half and this is the lower half. The upper half is known as northern hemisphere, and the lower part of the earth, it is known as the southern hemisphere. Now, all these things are very important to understand, because when we will be learning about the rotation, we will also learn the effects of rotation, how days and nights are caused, how tides are caused, how the ocean currents are formed, how winds are formed. This you will understand once you are aware of the terms like poles, hemisphere, equator, which is the center line passing from the earth, and the axis, which is bent a little bit. So now let us all try to do rotation, because once you will do it yourself, you will understand this is how the earth also moves. So if you take your own round and in a fixed line, along the fixed line, this is known as rotation. So the earth also rotates around itself, but this rotation is from west to east. It always rotates from west to east. And west to east means, you can see this arrow from west to east, and this is the sun. So the earth always rotates from west to east, and if you see one part of because earth is an opaque object, it cannot pass the light through. So only one side will be getting the light, and the back side will receive no sunlight. So the part which is receiving the sunlight will have day, and the opposite part, which is not receiving the sunlight, will have night. So what is the first effect of rotation of the earth? As we have learned, the first movement of the earth is known as rotation. One rotation completes in 24 hours, and rotation causes day and night. Day and night. And rotation always occurs when the earth is spinning around its own axis. Now let us start with the second movement of the earth. For this, I am taking this example, like this chair is the sun, and if I move around the sun, am I moving correctly? No, I am not moving correctly because this is the sun, it is fixed on its place and I am the earth, and if I move like this is a wrong movement. But if I move like this, I am also spinning around myself as well as I am also taking the round of the sun. Then this movement is correct. That means the sun is stationary at one place and the earth is moving around itself. So earth always takes its own round as well as it is also taking the round of the sun. So this movement, when I am taking my own round, we have studied, that is called rotation. But when I am taking the round along the fixed path, and now this path is elliptical. Elliptical means this is not exactly circular, but it is in a form of elliptical path, and this one round of taking the whole round of the sun completes in 365 1 by 4 days, and this movement is known as revolution of the earth. Revolution of the earth causes seasons. Now we'll be learning about how seasons are caused. So let us once again revise what is revolution. Revolution means the earth taking the round of the sun. It is completing one round in 365 1 by 4 days, and it is taking a round in a fixed path called orbit, and it causes seasons. So children, till here we have understood that there are two movements of the earth, rotation and revolution. Rotation causes day and night and revolution causes seasons. We have also understood that the axis is an imaginary line which is passing through the center of the earth, and we have also understood that the earth takes around the sun in a fixed path called orbit. So till here we will be reading the lesson, we'll understand the keywords, underline the important points, and solve the exercises given on page number 275. And in our next class, we'll start with the seasons, how seasons affect, and what are the different seasons, what are the two new words like solstice and equinox. Till here, please read the lesson, go through it and understand. Thank you children, goodbye. You